Welcome into another gaming discussion with myself and the old man. Today, we're going to be talking about Resident Evil Requiem. And I know it's been a couple, weeks since the game came out, but myself and the old man were under the weather. I think we may have caught the T-virus or something like that.
Yeah, we caught something really nasty. I sounded terrible. I sounded like if you mixed RFK Jr. and Johnny Knoxville together. It's terrible.
Yeah, and you were starting to crave human flesh.
Yeah,
it was pretty scary.
Hunched up in a
But the only
ball
thing that
in
got
my
you
bed,
through.
just screaming for
Yeah.
human flesh. And that's why it was perfect time for this game to come out.
Exactly. So, well, we're gonna just. I don't have a script for this because I don't have a lot of bad things to say. I mostly have good things to say about Resident Evil 9, and I want to talk about everything that works because everything in this game works for me. So, where do you want to start with this one?
Well, let's start with an overview. I'm excited. We get to talk about a game that I actually enjoyed. Screw Marathon,
Yeah.
Arc Raiders, and Black Ops. I loved Resident Evil Requiem. I'm a Resident Evil simp, baby. And Requiem hit all the right notes for me. It's a little mixture of 7 and 4. It's a who's who of Resident Evil. You got a little bit of everything in there from all the games, and it transcends into something kind of cool. So I really enjoyed it. And I played it for 4 times through already, and that was rare. Normally I play a game and I just shut it off. And you finish it and I just uninstall it and I'm done. But I actually played this one a bunch of times. I loved it.
Yeah, I agree. I played through it pretty quickly again. I played through it 4 times like you, and I did the speed run, did the insanity. I did it with infinite ammo. I know you can do it. You can beat it with ammo, but it's really, really hard, and I don't want to do that. But power to the people that can. So let's just go over the overview of the game, and just kind of get people's feet wet with it. If you haven't played it, our new character, Grace Ashcroft. And she works with the FBI and is assigned on some mission to go to a hotel and see what the heck's going on there. And that's kind of the jumping point for the whole game. Right?
Yeah, the mystery kicks off at the hotel. You gotta figure out what your mom was up to, and essentially you're just led into it leads you into this hospital or care center area, and it's all hell breaks loose, and you're playing as Grace, and I played, I guess, what perspective did you play? I played first person Grace. I played third person for Leon my first way through.
I only played third person for both sides. The hard part about reviewing a game like this is I don't want to spoil anything too. But, okay, the game...
I mean, what are your thoughts on it before we get into spoilers? We'll break it up.
Yeah, well, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, because I think it's one of those games that everyone should probably play once. If you're a Resident Evil fan, you've probably already played it. But it's such a slick game. Like, the gameplay of it feels like Capcom really knows what they're doing. Like, the movement and the sneaking actually makes sense in this game. Resident Evil 4 Remake, they had the stealth sections. Like, you could do stealth for whatever reason, even though that wasn't ever in the normal one. It feels flushed out in this when you play as Grace. You can actually sneak around, get some kills with an insta-kill weapon and things like that, and sneak past zombies. In Resident Evil 4 Remake, it just seemed like it was tacked in there, and it didn't really do anything.
But
I think the stealth is really
for this
good
game, probably.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. So, yeah, you have 2 gameplay styles, and once you're getting kind of bored of one of them, or like, oh, I don't want to sneak anymore, they change the story over to Leon, so you can actually go out and kick some ass. And Leon feels awesome to play as. It feels like he should be really freaking good at this, because he's doing this for 25 years already.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love that, it's such a good contrast between the two. Like, you're playing as Grace at the beginning, not just, I don't want to spoil, but they just let you loose in there, and it's like, it's so awesome when you're going through that care center, because you do have to sneak around like a lot, and it's like you can't go in guns a-blazing like Leon would. So story-wise and gameplay-wise, it matches up perfectly. And then you finally get to let loose as Leon and just start killing the shit out of some zombies, and it's so rewarding. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, setting-wise, I really dig the hospital care center thing. I don't really like hospitals because they freak me out. But this one, I was like, okay, I actually do want to go back and kind of explore it. It was very well designed and very well paced in the care center. The first section is Grace.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Leon kind of has some care center stuff, but he only like touches it a little bit. He only goes in there to go to the director's office or whatnot. But your stories interconnect, kind of like Resident Evil 6. You know how Leon could meet up with Sherry and like Jake and stuff like that, and Chris.
Yeah.
You know those sections that they tried to do. Yeah. It's kind of like that, except it's just with your two main characters. I guess it's kind of like Resident Evil 2 in that regard. But I like that stuff when you're kind of intertwining the stories like that. Leon's more like an Ada character in this, where he's watching over our protagonist, Grace, as she figures out what's going on. And what's going on is fine. I know some people will bash the story for what it is, but for me, I don't care. I liked it. This isn't anything different for Resident Evil story-wise, if you want to get into that.
Yeah, let's get into it, because I want to talk about Resident Evil stories in general. So I think you and I are on the same page. So Resident Evil stories are... I wouldn't take the plot points... I mean, you call me stupid, but I don't take any of the plot points too literally with this, because the games are so damn fun. I don't really care what the setup is. Like... Oh, you can bitch about Village and why didn't Chris tell Ethan, you know? I'm not going to spoil it, but why didn't Chris tell Ethan? But it's like, you know, honestly, I don't care. I had a great Resident Evil time out of it. Whatever. I'll make an excuse for it. It's just something that I just mentally just let go, because it doesn't matter. I had a great Resident Evil time devoid of that plot point. Like, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of it...
I mean...
It's not even like... There's not like that glaring of one with this game, right? Unless I'm missing something.
On that note, I mean, has Resident Evil really ever been, like, top-notch storytelling? If you could pick apart any of the stories. Resident Evil Zero's stories is terrible. There's so many plot holes. But it was fun to play. A little clunky, but it was fun to play. I haven't beaten Resident Evil 1, but Resident Evil 2, I mean, I guess that one's fine too. But, like, Resident Evil 4, the original one, or the remake one, especially the remake one.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Like, the story in that, you could pick apart that. Ada's involvement in that drives me crazy, you know, they changed that.
Yeah, the way they changed it.
Resident Evil hasn't ever made sense.
Yeah.
You know? Resident Evil hasn't ever really made sense. Resident Evil 5 is my favorite story. And Resident Evil 6 is just nonsense.
Yeah, it's never...
You know, they had to walk it back with 7.
It just has to...
What's that?
It just has to frame the horror, you know, like, frame the adventure. That's all the story is. Okay, we're in a care center. We gotta get them into a care center. You know, if you're starting to pick apart and you're like, oh my god, the nuclear radiation left behind by the nuke they dropped in Raccoon City, Leon would have 3 arms at this point, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't care, you know? I just want to play Resident Evil, and this, like, you can be really nitpicky about it, but this isn't the series to be nitpicky about. Like, The Last of Us you can get nitpicky with on all the different plot details, because it's about that, you know, it's about the infection.
Because it's more realistic. Yeah,
this is like...
The Last of Us more realistic. Resident Evil's not ever been very realistic.
It's been a little out of hand, and that's fine. I'm cool with that, you know?
What everyone was saying was that this game relies too much on nostalgia. And no shit, the game's called Requiem. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
It's closing the story of Raccoon City. It's closing Leon's story is what I think. I don't think we're going to see Leon as a playable character in the future. I think this ties it up, right?
Yeah, this felt like a finale for him. And I'm okay with, you know, I was worried going into this. I was like, oh god. I think I watched 2 trailers and I was like, oh my god, we're going to Raccoon City again, and wow, there's an Ashcroft. We've heard that name before. Blah. I was like, oh my god, they're just gonna rehash everything. I was totally like blown away. They did it very tastefully. All the nostalgia, in my opinion, was like, I don't know, it was well done. I enjoyed it all. It felt like when you went to the RPD, it didn't feel like it was like, oh my god, it's the RPD, but it was like, oh, we just kind of naturally led you there. And it was like, okay, all right, it's still standing, cool, all right. And the whole game,
it's
like
actually
you said,
kind of,
it's all based around nostalgia. So hey, you know, you did it fine. I liked it.
going back to the RPD is kind of like a somber experience. Leon shut that gate that you open up. When Leon comes back, he opens up the gate that he shut. I thought that was a cool little detail.
Yeah, it was a nice little touch.
So then he goes in there, and it's not like too on the nose. You're not there for that long. And no, I thought the nostalgia was fine. It wasn't terrible or anything. I love the hunk fight. Like, finally we get that guy taken out, and it was a badass fight. Way better than the Krauser fight.
Are we into spoilers now?
Let's just talk about spoilers and stuff, because
you better put a warning before you throw the hunk name out there, but that's okay. You know, here's my take on everything. Like I said, this is a scrapbook of all things Resident Evil. You get so much. You get Mr. X back. You got Victor Gideon as a nemesis, which is like Resident Evil 3. You got some, Zeno. You got freaking Zeno is hilarious. I thought that guy was funny, but
I thought he was funny too.
He's like goofing around, just kind of walking around, and he's an imitation Wesker. That's fantastic. It's hilarious. It ties in with the story. It's all an imitation of the old, which is kind of terrific,
Mm-hmm.
What else am I missing? There's Liquors back, but they're Liquor Mark IIs or something.
Are they Mark IIs? I don't know. They just
like
look like Liquors to me, but I'm fine with that too. I mean, okay, so I really like. Okay, to start the game, I didn't really like playing as Grace, and I thought, oh, okay, I just want to play as Leon. But surprisingly, I eventually liked to play as Grace, and I liked her character development in the game too, where she's always stuttering and shit, and then at the end, she can talk normal now, and it's like, okay, cool, this is good, and then with Leon, I like at the end when he's all cured and whatever, and he takes off his glove and. He's got a wedding ring on, and everyone is losing their mind over who he's married with, and I thought that was just a nice little touch there too.
Yeah, he's got someone to go home to after this horrific nightmare. After being attacked by a giant spider, you gotta go back to someone, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back, guys, and that's fine. I'm okay if Leon's story ends here.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. The only thing we gotta be worried about with Leon is he's still infected. After the game's ended, with the Q virus. You know what that is?
Q virus?
The Quasimodo virus. He's got a horrible neck problem in this game.
Yeah, he's got a back problem. He's got a posture problem.
Poor guy. But that's
probably what I look like.
He looks like he looks like if a human was shaped in the letter S. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, he's old now,
Yeah. I saw a video online about it was like why does Leon have such neck issues in this game, and it's flashback to the Resident Evil 4 remake of him getting like thrown around on his back and stuff. It's like, yeah, that probably makes sense, he's got a hunchback now, But despite all that, I've never been more attracted to another male before.
Chris should be all metal plates after what Wesker did to him.
Chris should be
all of his bones are crushed.
He's like a Terminator now.
Yeah, exactly. One of his eyes is red.
Yeah, he's got a red eye because Wesker punched him so bad his eye popped out.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's gonna happen?
Okay, we were jumping all.
Yeah, let's get back on track.
We're jumping all around. Let's get back into Resident Evil 9. So we talked about the Care Center. The Care Center is cool. It's a really nice playground that you play as Grace, sneak around. A lot of fun to be had there. A lot of shit to discover, and they, of course, always do the progression great. Okay, I'm becoming like a Capcom simp. I've been playing Mega Man Battle Network Collection and stuff like that, and they just do progression really well. And all the Resident Evil games have it. Even
Yeah.
Resident Evil 3 Remake. I know a lot of people hate that one. I like that one. But they always do progression really, really good. So, you play as Grace. You go underneath the hospital. Get some stuff. Don't want to spoil a lot of stuff. You get out of there. Go to Raccoon City as Leon. And Leon's got to save Grace at the end, right? So I'm going to skip over a lot of the stuff because I didn't find any boss fights, frustrating. I know Resident Evil 2 frustrated the hell out of me with the Tyrant fight, and I know it's because, it's not as slick feeling as this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The Tyrant and maybe even William Birkin
The last one?
when you're fighting Resident Evil 2? Yeah.
Yeah,
it's so fucking annoying because you can't do anything. You're just, getting hit.
I don't like the
This is
Resident
nice.
Evil 2, when you have to hit him with the crane. That's the one that
Yeah.
annoys me.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But I didn't have anything like that where I was like, oh my god, this is kind of annoying. It was all slick. I
Right.
loved it.
Everything worked really, really well. Boss fights, well designed. Giving Leon the ability to parry attacks and not break his axe. And you can just repair that on the go, which is such a cool idea. So nice. I wish Resident Evil 4 Remake had that.
Yeah.
But it's really nice because you can actually you can dick around and try it. If you fail, I mean, who cares? And if you get it, you feel like a badass. All the animations just look so good. You can tell that Capcom really took their time with this and made something that was flushed out. There was no bugs with the game either. So good boss fights, no bugs. Everything ran great. Good zombie variety. Great settings. It has everything that you want. And plus, you and I talked about this about Resident Evil 5 when the guns come out. There are guns in this game. Leon fights some security forces near the end that are shooting at you. And I liked it. It was good. I also like it in Resident Evil 5. So, I mean, all the people that are bitching about Resident Evil 5 having guns like that, and if you like this game, well, you can't bitch about Resident Evil 5 again.
Yeah.
Right?
Let me get this off my chest because I was thinking that when I was playing this. So, I want to talk. So, Resident Evil 5, okay, first off, everyone's bitching the game has guns in it. It's one chapter, so everyone just relax, okay? It was really short in the game, and it wasn't that bad. It's just varied it up, and you can take cover now. There's 3 set pieces, so let's all relax on that for a second. And, yeah, if you like Requiems, with the soldiers and stuff, yeah, they're a real bitch in this game. The Requiem, they were killing the hell out of me. It was insane. I was like...
it was great. I loved it.
It was awesome. I loved it too. So prepare for Resident Evil 5 to have zombies with guns in it again. And if you say it's great in the Resident Evil 5 remake, I'm going to be so angry and I'm going to start screaming into this mic. You understand that?
Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. And I really like that the ending lab section. It always ends in a lab with Resident Evil. That's just kind of how it works. And I like the lab because when you're walking through it, lo and behold, you stumble in. Oh my god, my voice, hold on. Still getting over the T-virus, but you stumble into who other than Hunk. People are going to say, oh, it's a clone of Hunk, but it's not a clone of Hunk. Bullshit. So you guys get into this epic axe fight between you and Leon and Hunk. And it's just so much better than the Krauser fight.
That Krauser fight's
I don't know.
embarrassing.
That's
because the voice
Wait,
actor
what's
sucks
Krauser?
for the, I don't want to attack the voice
Like
actor,
Hunk-
but he didn't sound like Krauser. He sounded like a baby acting like Krauser. But the Hunk one felt good. It
Hunk
was
one?
like, hey, that's Hunk. I know that's Hunk. It sounds like him.
It's so brutal and quick. Like the way Leon kills him too is just so brutal. I loved it. I fucking loved it. That was one of my favorite boss fights in it. That's probably the hardest one.
Yeah, that
Boss
was.
fight on Insanity, because you actually have to know how to parry and how to attack him. But it was fun. I didn't mind it. I just liked it a lot more than the Krauser one.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to get at. And then you were talking about Xeno, and he's like a discount Wesker. And I thought we were gonna fight him. I'm really glad we didn't, because if they are remaking Resident Evil 5, which I
We should
I
talk
guess
about
still be
that.
okay to do it.
We should talk about that
Resident
at
Evil
some
5
point.
remake?
Yeah, we should just talk about
Well,
the
I heard
remakes,
that.
but-
Yeah, but I heard that Code Veronica's next or something, allegedly. And maybe even Resident Evil 1 again. Even though they remade it back in 2002, so I don't know why they would remake it again. But,
Yeah, I don't know. But
yeah.
Xeno, though. That guy, I'm glad we didn't fight him. He was just kind of a joke. You know, he's like a plot point that was just meant to be like...
Yeah.
He helps to... With the fake out of, like, you thought Gideon died, you know? So it's like, okay, you need a villain in between, and then Gideon comes back. And it's like, okay, that worked. You know, like, I wasn't I thought Gideon died. I was like, okay, he just crashed his motorcycle on a giant metal pike or something. I don't know. And then he comes back, and I was like, okay, cool, I get it. You know?
Yeah. It was like a subversion with Xeno. It's like, oh, yeah, you're going to fight him. Leon never fought Wesker. I don't even know if Leon knows who Wesker is. Like, have they ever met face-to-face? I don't think so.
He only rummaged through his office
usually a Chris
very
thing.
disrespectfully in the second game. Finding his
Yeah,
creepy
he did. And found that Rebecca picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got a really bad first impression of him.
Oh, yeah, he did. A really, really bad one. But, yeah, I mean... That's basically the game. I don't want to say too much. You just have to play the game. I know a lot of people... Well, a few people were saying that the pacing's weird in the second half. I didn't mind just walking around Raccoon City and looking around for the fucking detonators and stuff like that. Yeah, that was fine. It was a different take for Resident Evil. You never really kind of... I guess you kind of do in Resident Evil Village. Just kind of like wander around and whatever. And I liked it.
Yeah,
Because it was so damn fun, and I couldn't put the game down. This is one of those games where I was like, I just want to keep playing it. Which is hard to find these days.
It's hard to describe why you liked it so much, but I'm in the same boat. Everything just really worked in it. I thought the length of the game, it's probably one of the longer Resident Evils out there, like, especially on the first playthrough. How many hours did it take you? Like 12. It took me like 12 hours, I think, to beat it. Which is pretty solid for Resident
Something
Evil.
like that, yeah.
There's so much packed
It is
in there,
solid.
you know? Like, you just think about how many set
There
pieces and
is.
stuff. Like, you get to, like... I love the addition of, like, Leon, when you can, like, use a chainsaw or, like, throw spears and stuff. It's like, hey, that's kind of neat, you know?
Yeah.
I love...
That is neat.
All the, like, axe stuff, like you said. The axe is fucking awesome. You know, you can, like, melee guys and whoever... I gotta say, I gotta give kudos. Whoever designed... Or whoever's idea was to make the blood so, like, crazy in this game. I loved it. When you, like, popping heads in the
Paint the walls
hospital.
red?
Yeah, it's like... The geniuses at Capcom, they said, let's do a white wall for a lot of the... You know, make the care center nice and white, and then Grace gets to collect blood and shit. So I call it Grace's blood-soaked adventure, the first part, because there's blood everywhere.
Really is.
And she's popping heads, and like when you get a critical hit on a head and the head pops off, it's so satisfying. You just see like blood spewing all over the walls. It's like, that's awesome. You guys, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Adds to the chaos of everything.
That's what I'm saying. Capcom knows what they're doing with the series now, and it's really great to see that. You could say Resident Evil 6 was the worst part of the series, and it probably was, but at least the Mercenaries was really good in that.
Yeah.
The combat was really good, and it is nice to see that Requiem has stuff like that. Yeah, because I always liked how bloody it got, too, with Grace. I mean, Leon's not in such a sterile environment in Raccoon City. You're just kind of like mowing people down. But it's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it doesn't...
And there's a lot of callbacks and like fights and stuff like that. Like at the church, after you cover Grace, you're fighting like this glob monster that like blows up and can infect zombies and make them parasites. It's very reminiscent of Resident Evil 6's church fight as Leon. And I thought that was really cool. And I liked the mortar part in the city. When the BSAA soldiers are shooting the mortars at you on the top. Reminded me a lot of Resident Evil 4 when the catapults are firing on him.
Yeah, it's like...
So, I mean, there's a little nostalgia baked in there. It's like, oh, yeah, I can see the echo of this.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love that was such a cool... Like, that's what I mean. It feels like a little bit of... It's like a who's who of Resident Evil. Because that pimp, the bloater guy or whatever in the church. Yeah, it was like the pimple guy in Resident Evil 6. It was... And they did the fight better. It was awesome. I loved it. You guys nailed it.
Yeah, everything was just...
Everything in this game. It's for every Resident Evil fan. My favorite set piece in the game is, so it wasn't a remake, but I loved it. It was when you're going through the that destroyed building, and there's windows on the ground is just windows. So you can shoot the windows out underneath the zombies. It's such a cool little set piece. Like, it's such a simple idea, but that's awesome because you get a little bit of like a fear of heights sort of thing going on, and you have to be kind of strategic with your location, and there's soldiers with grenades and shit, so you don't want them to blow up all the windows and kill you. It's kind of cool. Like, it's just a nice and detailed, lots of little ideas sprinkled in there. I loved it. So awesome.
I loved it too. The game through and through is the best game I've played this year. I know it's only March, but I mean, it blows everything out of the water.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the best Resident Evil games. If I had to rank it, maybe we should do a tier list of Resident Evils. I gotta play Resident Evil 1 yet. I think it's the only one I haven't played.
I gotta play it too.
Yes, I've played 0. I know. It's embarrassing. I haven't played 1, but I played 0.
I haven't played any of that tank control stuff. I don't understand it, but I'll get to it someday.
It's more like fixed cam stuff.
Some people like it. I'm gonna try it. I don't know.
I liked 0. It was good.
My first one is like, I forget if it was 4 or 5, but man, those Resident Evil games are slick. And Requiem is right there with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's give our little take on Requiem, and then I want to talk about Resident Evil 5 remake because you brought it up, and I want to talk about it. I want to get it out there.
Yeah, let's throw it up.
Because it's okay. Well, okay. So my Resident Evil 9 review is. This is one of those games that if you're a Resident Evil fan or a newcomer to the series, you gotta play it. Okay. I would say you play Resident Evil 9 before you play Resident Evil 8 or 7 or anything like that, because it's fantastic. If you've played Resident Evil 4 and you're returning to the series, you're gonna love Leon's shit. It's so badass. He's so freaking cool. And you can see by my avatar that I'm more of a Chris guy, but I really like Leon. I always have. I just like Chris a little bit better because Resident Evil 5 is my favorite Resident Evil game. Suck it, you know?
Yeah.
Resident Evil 5 is great. So, Resident Evil 9, fantastic. Grace is a great character. Really fits the mold there to be like, you know, the weak person or whatever. And then she grows into herself and overcomes all this stuff and becomes a better person at the end. And then Leon's this is his Requiem, you know? This is the last time we're probably going to see the guy or play as him, right?
At least for a little bit.
And it was great. It was just chef's kiss, you know? I fucking loved this game. It was great. Good job. I wish we had like a stamp or something. Maybe we'll get one on the screen. It stamps down. It says like must play. This is a Colorful Pooch must play.
Yeah,
This game's great.
Highly recommended.
Yes. And I'll let you glaze on it too.
Oh yeah.
Wait. I want to talk about the gunplay real quick too. You know, we didn't talk about gunplay and stuff, but like the gun sounds like holy shit. They're fantastic, and the gunplay feels really, really good. I just wanted to put that out there because it was addicting playing as Leon. Like you're on like a fucking power trip. That marksman rifle with no scope. Oh my god. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's terrific. I love
Go
that
ahead.
thing. Yeah. I love Resident Evil Requiem. It's an instant classic in my book. So I would say it's, you know, I'm a obviously huge 4 and 5 fan. Those are my classics. Those are my top tier. And I even love 4 in VR. That's great. But this is my favorite Resident Evil in the modern era of the, you know, which is post Resident Evil 6. So this is my top one. I'll take it over 2 remake, 4 remake, you know, even over the 3 remake, you know. It's
I'm not surprised there.
It's my top one. So they nailed it. This was a perfect game in my opinion. As perfect as you can get. I loved it. It was the gunplay was great. I love the care center. The care center really nailed that feeling of just all hell breaking loose right off the bat. Like you go in there, there's singing zombies that are like it's real spooky, and it's terrific. It's so atmospheric. Play it with headphones too. It'll be good.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, the enemy variety, the chaos. It was, you know, Leon was just awesome. He fucking was. I don't know how else to say it. He's great. I love that whole thing.
Lab was such a hard on for Leon right now.
He's fantastic. I'm a Leon simp now. This game actually converted me over to him. You know, like I was.
From who? From Chris?
From yeah, from Wesker.
Wow. Yeah.
Him and his sparkly pants. I don't know. All I have to say, it's really good though. Requiem. Go play it. Buy it at whatever price. I don't care. If it's, you know, it's worth it. I enjoyed it. It's not a wait for a sale. Go, you know, if you're into that stuff, go play it. You want a little survival horror experience? Go get it. 2026
was a game that was
here,
worth the hype,
baby. Yeah.
It lived up to the hype. This isn't like Marathon or anything where it's like, oh, fuck. It's going to take me like 7 hours to like the game. No, not in this. You just you go through the tutorial, like hour section, and you're just thrown in there. Have at it.
It's barely even a tutorial
did I have
either.
at it.
Yeah, it's just Resident Evil.
Stuff.
Just go for it, you know? It's great. So,
yeah.
Highly recommend. That's where I'm at with it. I loved it. I'm happy. You know, I haven't been happy. Last thing I want to mention, too. You know, not a lot of games. I'm a big soundtrack guy in gaming. This game had a good soundtrack. I really enjoyed Leon's battle themes and stuff. I was like, I wasn't expecting that from a Resident Evil these days. I was like, it's such a simple but Resident Evil soundtrack, but I loved it.
Fucking Capcom, you know that?
They nailed it.
I'm like a Capcom simp, like I said. I fucking love it. After going back to Battle Network and stuff like that, and Mega Man X and things like that, I'm like, oh my god, Capcom's one of the best publishers.
There's only one
and developers.
There's only like maybe one franchise that I will blindly buy their games. If I saw no trailers for Requiem, I still would have bought it. You know what I mean? Like, I will buy any Resident Evil you put in front of me, and you know, I'll be objective about if I like them or not, but I just love Resident Evil. It's probably one of my top gaming franchises of all time, and this is, you know, this just adds to that fire, you know?
Well, yeah, talking about top gaming franchises and stuff like that, let's talk about arguably the best game in the franchise. I know it's going to get a lot of flack for saying that, but Resident Evil 5 and how that's going to be remade, right?
Yeah.
That's in the works. So I'm a bit on the fence on this one. I like Capcom and I think they can do it, but also after playing Resident Evil 4 remake and how like watered down everything was, I kind of don't want them to do it.
Yeah, I want to talk. We should do a longer form one on the 4 remake and just explain it. But yeah, if you redo, it's so weird because 5. I love 5 as well. 5 is terrific. I love the co-op in it is terrific. I love that aspect of it. It ties into story as well. So, if you remake 5, it's so weird because 4 you couldn't really take too many liberties with 4, right? Like, but 5.
I don't even know why 4 was remade. Because you can play the original on everything.
Yeah, it's literally one of the, next to Skyrim, it's one of the most ported games. They even put it on the goddamn phone for a minute there. It didn't play very well, but it was on it, you know? Like, come on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll preface that I like the 4 remake, but I don't know how you remake the original 4. You know, it's one of the top games of all time, and you're trying to remake it. It's hard to recapture that again, you know? They did a solid job, but it still wasn't the original, you know?
It's an imitation.
Yeah! Yeah, you knocked out.
That's what it feels like.
That's what it is, yeah. And plus the voice actors
that's all I can
for
get.
Krauser and Ada.
Yeah, that didn't help. And Leon's not as sassy and cool as he was in the original. You're right. We should probably talk about 4, but I want to talk about 5.
Yep.
And I feel like the same thing's going to happen. Like, Chris isn't like a sassy character or anything, and I'm sure he'll be fine and cool. But I just feel like they're going to change a lot of the stuff that I really like about Resident Evil 5. Like, we always talk about the Wesker-Jill fight and how that's going to be just ground down to nothing.
That's such an iconic part of that game, and you can't. I mean, the 7 minutes part, like, how are you going to remake that? And it's in, like, an underground, like, You know, it's just some random underground cave thing or whatever the hell it was.
It's like a ballroom. I don't even know what the hell it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's gonna be like, it's not gonna be. I don't know if it can live up to it. You know, that part's so epic, and you just know, like,
Well, that's
nowadays you're not gonna be able to. I mean, Resident Evil 5 isn't gonna end in a volcano. The remake, you know, like, as stupid as it sounds, I liked it that it ended in a volcano. How else do you kill Ouroboros Wesker? You throw him in lava. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like Terminator.
And Chris isn't gonna punch the boulder either.
Yeah.
Even though in Resident Evil 8, Heisenberg said the boulder punching asshole, so he has to actually. He has to,
It's canon.
Otherwise they'd be contradicting themselves. It is canon.
I mean, it's gonna be like a small boulder. There'll be like an excuse, like it's on like a real incline or something. The point in Resident Evil 5 of him punching the boulder is that he's literally moving mountains to save his fucking partner. That's the whole point of the game, and he's pushing as hard
because
as
he couldn't
can.
save Jill before.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a game about.
He'll do anything it takes.
This is what I'm saying. These plot points, like, don't take them. Like, literally punching a boulder. Okay, sure, on a face value, it's stupid, but the story implication behind it. That's what he was doing. That's what was happening there. That's what his character was doing. If he opened a door to get to Sheva when she was falling down, or had to shoot
That'd
like
be
3
lame.
locks off,
It's
it
not as
wouldn't
awesome.
fit his character. You know, like, it just wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
So
Well, I was played as Chris, and there's a lot of action commands that you got to do when you're punching that boulder because he's pissed, and you can see it in his face, and he's like desperate as hell. He's not gonna let Sheva die because he thought Jill died.
right, he went through some shit. You know,
But that would be interesting in Resident Evil 5 because I wonder if they'd tie in the Spencer estate stuff. That would be cool. I don't know. Just don't do it.
yeah.
I mean, people are going to want it done, but just play Resident Evil 5 original before you play it, and you'll just see. Just like if you played Resident Evil 4 original over the remake one, you can bitch about the controls, but I think they're fine.
I love them.
I never had a problem with it.
Slick
Yeah.
as hell still. Resident Evil 5 really holds up too with the. Everyone bitches about the AI partner. Just get a buddy, you know, and then play the game. It's
exactly.
terrific. It's awesome. And then 4 original, it still plays perfectly. I love it.
Oh yeah, I love it too. Yeah, so I guess I'm just hesitant on 5. They can do Code Veronica and stuff like that because I never played that.
It's been a while.
It would be interesting to see. So, yeah, that's about it for that. Okay, so last thing on Requiem, I hope that they put the mercenaries in or something with the new DLC and stuff like that. Because I'd love to play mercenaries in this game over Resident Evil 4 remake. I just love the combat in Requiem. Just put mercenaries in there with the next DLC thing you're doing. I wonder if they will.
Yeah, I hope so.
It'll be awesome.
Maybe they should test out some netcode for co-op too. Make it co-op.
Yeah, co-op mercenaries. That'd be awesome.
That's my favorite part of Resident Evil 6 is the mercenaries. That's such a chaotic mode. I love it. You could do it again with
The
this.
No Mercy mercenaries?
Yeah, you could do it with Requiem. Imagine all the bosses and stuff. You got to fight a chunk in mercenaries or something. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
I'd love that.
And then co-op running around. Like, you could have a ton of fun with that. And then with the Leon parrying and everything. I guess, yeah, you could do, like, character-specific stuff like that, too. Leon can parry. Maybe Grace can, like, I don't know what her equivalent to the parry is, but she has some sort of ability, you know?
Well, she has a knife. She can parry, too.
Yeah. I was going to
Everybody
say
can parry.
she, like, confuses them by stuttering a whole bunch. And they all stun. It's like a stun grenade. I don't know. I'm trying here, guys. Capcom
You can play
will
as the
figure it out.
singing zombie, and she can, like, scream at the guys,
Yeah.
and it stuns them.
That'd be
I
awesome.
don't know. It would be great to see the mercenary. Or raid mode, too.
Raid mode.
Raid mode and mercenaries. Just put it in there. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't have to really worry about melee stuff.
Either
with
way,
Grace
make
and
it
stuff.
co-op. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm in,
excited
too.
for the future of this DLC
That's the only-
season. Yeah.
I am too. I'm excited for Resident Evil's future. It's interesting to have a game series that you're looking forward to. This and Fire Emblem. That's what I'm looking forward to. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
We'll see.
On the
We'll see what
whole,
happens.
I'm just
Infinity Ward.
Yeah. On the whole, I'm just happy to play a game that I enjoyed. So I'm at peace. I'm at peace.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. That's a good. That's a good way to end this. You're at peace. This is the first time you're not going to be yelling into the mic. That's surprising.
I'm very calm right now, and I enjoyed my time. I could die right now, and I'd be happy.
Wow. Damn, you heard it here. So, you want to go play Marathon?
Fuck no! Fuck that game! I'm so glad I didn't buy that shit. You did your own excursion on that. Fuck that. I'm not buying that game. $40 down the goddamn drain. I'm still stuck with Arc Raiders in my library. Fucking shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I could set you off at the end of this.
I gotta go do something. I gotta go pump some.
Yeah, I'll see you
some
around.
iron.
All right.
I'm gonna go lift a 10-pound weight.
That's it.
I'm brittle. I'm
you're
old.
trying to look like
as
Leon.
shit.
Yeah, I know. We should go take a walk or something.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's
okay,
wrap it.
get out of here.
I'm out of here. See ya.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Fucko.
wrap it up.
Bye.
See you later.
Dipshit. Go play Marathon on your own, idiot.
I'm not playing that. I refunded that. Fuck you.
Bye.
I'm out of here.
Fuck you. See ya. How do we
Okay.
end? How does it stop? Stop the recording!